Have you ever stopped to consider how artificial intelligence or AI isn't just, a futuristic concept from the movies, but something profoundly reshaping our world right here, right now, especially across the Asia-Pacific region? Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into some truly compelling sources, everything from detailed workforce reports to ambitious national digital master plans. Our mission is to swiftly bring you up to speed on how AI is transforming economies, impacting jobs, and, well, the concerted efforts being made to ensure its immense power benefits everyone. Get ready for some surprising facts and insights you might not have encountered before.
Yeah, and what these reports consistently highlight is more than just the tech prowess. It's the undeniable human element woven throughout AI's rapid evolution. We're going to unpack the three waves of AI development, tracing its journey from like early rule-based systems all the way to the revolutionary generative AI we see today. Then we'll connect that evolution to the very real opportunities and challenges it presents for industries and individuals globally. We'll be zeroing in on the essential foundational elements, infrastructure, data, and skills, alongside the collaborative strategies being deployed.
Okay, let's set the scene then by looking at AI's journey. It's not a static technology, right? It has evolved at an astonishing pace. Could you maybe walk us through that progression from its beginnings to the advanced tools like, say, ChatGPT that we interact with today?
Certainly. Yeah, AI's advancement can really be understood through three distinct waves. The first, appearing back in the 1950s and 60s, focused on basic rule-based systems, but it quickly hit limits, mainly due to the computational power available then.
Right, the hardware wasn't there yet.
Exactly. Then the second wave, from the 1990s onwards, that was powered by statistical learning, where AI learned from vast amounts of data. This era gave us breakthroughs like ImageNet in 2007 for image recognition, Siri in 2011,
Ah, yes, Siri.
and that incredible moment when AlphaGo defeated a World Go champion in 2016. Big milestone. But the truly disruptive phase is this third wave, contextual adaptation, and that includes generative AI, or Gen AI. These systems like ChatGPT, launched in 2022, along with DALL-E and Sora, they're trained on colossal data sets, and they can actually generate new original content. This transforms AI into what's known as a general-purpose technology.
Meaning it impacts almost everything.
Pretty much, yeah, something that impacts nearly every sector. And the speed of adoption is, well, unprecedented. ChatGPT, for instance, reached 100 million users in just 2 months. That's far, far outstripping any previous platform.
Wow, 2 months. That adoption rate is absolutely staggering. It really suggests a massive shift. Yet it sounds like not everyone is equally poised to harness this power. Where are we seeing the most significant disparities in this global AI landscape?
It's true, and that's a major question that arises from our sources. Who truly stands to benefit the most? There's a clear AI-related divide. Developed countries, notably the United States and China, they dominate market power, R&D, and overall knowledge creation in AI.
Okay.
To put it into perspective, between 2000 and 2023, they collectively accounted for about 1/3 of global peer-reviewed AI articles. And get this, 2/3 of AI patents.
2/3. That's huge.
It is. And this dominance extends to critical infrastructure. Very few developing countries, with exceptions like Brazil, China, India, the Russian Federation, possess powerful supercomputers or large data centers. These are crucial for advanced AI. The financial barrier is also significant. The cost of training cutting-edge AI models has risen 2.4 times per year since 2016, and over half that expense is tied to hardware. This makes it prohibitively expensive for most small and medium-sized enterprises, especially in developing nations, to build new models from the ground up. So the core insight here is that while AI offers universal potential, its foundational power from research to infrastructure is really concentrated. It's creating a significant access gap that could, well, exacerbate existing inequalities.
Okay, so given this dual nature of immense potential, but also this significant concentration, what does this actually mean for the jobs we do every day, our working lives? Is AI primarily replacing human roles, or is it becoming more of a partner?
It's truly both. I mean, AI as a general-purpose technology is poised to impact a wide array of tasks and jobs, potentially affecting around half of all human jobs in the future.
Half. That's
Yeah,
significant.
it is. On one hand, it can substitute human labor by deepening automation. Think about how newer, more accurate Gen AI versions are replacing older, rule-based chatbots. But on the other hand, and this is equally important, it complements human labor. It assists in decision-making, streamlines routine tasks. For example, studies have shown some remarkable productivity gains. Customer service staff using Gen AI chat assistants saw a 14% increase in issues resolved per hour.
Okay, 14%, that's noticeable.
It is. And even more dramatically, professional freelance programmers using tools like GitHub Copilot experienced a 55.8% improvement in task completion speed.
Whoa, over 50% faster.
Yeah. So the surprising insight here isn't just about replacing jobs. It's about a staggering amplification of human productivity, fundamentally redefining how we work, especially in knowledge-intensive roles.
That's a fascinating distinction. Historically, major technological shifts often impacted blue-collar jobs more directly, but AI seems to be operating differently. What types of jobs are most exposed to AI this time? And how does this new dynamic reshape the necessity of the human touch?
That's a great point. Unlike previous technological waves, AI's primary impact is on cognitive and knowledge-intensive sectors. Think finance, advertising, consulting, IT. But what's often overlooked in this discussion is the absolutely crucial role human labor plays throughout the entire AI lifecycle.
How so?
Well, from the initial stages of data preparation generating and meticulously annotating the vast amounts of data AI models learn from, to the complex process of model training, and especially in the evaluation phase, human judgment is indispensable. For instance, human trainers engage in actual conversations with AI models to refine their responses, and human labelers are essential for ranking model answers to ensure they align with human values and preferences.
So humans are teaching the AI, essentially.
In a way, yes, guiding it. And this also highlights a critical point. AI models are not infallible. They can learn incorrect patterns from biased data, make inaccurate predictions. They can even hallucinate information, basically fabricating details that aren't real.
Right, I've heard about that hallucination problem.
Exactly. So human oversight is absolutely vital for quality control, to protect against mistakes, and to manage these operational and, frankly, ethical challenges. The key insight here is that despite its sophistication, AI fundamentally relies on human intelligence at every stage, from its creation to its validation. Human oversight isn't just beneficial, it's non-negotiable for reliable AI.
That's a powerful reminder that humans remain firmly at the center of this technological revolution, maybe in different ways. But looking at the potential downsides for workers, are there risks of skills becoming obsolete, or of people being kind of relegated to repetitive, low-value tasks?
Yeah, this brings up an important concern about de-skilling. Our sources indeed highlight this. Even highly educated workers, including those with graduate degrees in STEM fields, can find themselves performing low-skill tasks like text and image annotation or content moderation on these microtask platforms.
Like high-tech piecework.
Sort of, yeah. And this represents a significant waste of human capital. The long-term structural changes to the labor market, they're still uncertain. While AI certainly has the potential to create new jobs, skill mismatches and market frictions can slow this transition down. This could potentially lead to job polarization, where middle-skill jobs shrink and opportunities concentrate at the high and low ends, and widening income inequality.
Which is a serious concern.
Absolutely. This is why a worker-centric approach to AI is so essential. Focusing on empowering individuals with fundamental digital literacy and developing tailored reskilling and upskilling programs for different occupations. The central takeaway is that while AI offers immense upside, it also presents a genuine risk of human capital underutilization and increased inequality, making proactive worker-centric strategies vital for a just transition.
Okay, it's one thing to discuss AI in these sort of abstract terms, but it really comes to life when we look at its practical applications. Could you share some compelling examples from our sources? How is AI being used right now to solve real-world problems, maybe in places like Asia and beyond?
Absolutely. The transformative potential of AI is immense, particularly for developing countries. Let's start with agriculture. In Colombia, there's the Tumani app. It leverages deep learning, that's a powerful form of machine learning using neural networks, to diagnose banana plant infestations from photos.
From just a photo.
From just a photo with over 90% accuracy. It provides immediate expert knowledge directly to farmers. And in Tunisia, where water scarcity is a critical issue, FEDO combines AI with IoT sensors, devices collecting real-time data to optimize irrigation. It significantly reduces water consumption. And this is crucial since agriculture accounts for over 70% of the country's freshwater withdrawal.
Wow, that's incredibly practical. Those are impactful examples from agriculture.
Yeah.
How about in manufacturing, a sector often seen as maybe more traditional? How is AI impacting that landscape?
Yeah, in manufacturing, AI is truly revolutionizing processes. In China, for example, a company developed an AI-driven smart welding robot. It uses 3D laser sensors for real-time object recognition and can even weld on challenging shiny metal surfaces.
Tricky stuff.
Very. In India, Tata Steel has deployed over 250 machine learning systems. They're achieving over 80% accuracy in detecting faulty welds, which contributes to increased pre-tax profits. And in Brazil, Unilever uses AI and digital twins, those are virtual models, simulating physical processes, to optimize laundry powder formulations.
Digital twins.
Exactly. This has cut innovation lead times by 33%, production costs by 23%, and even reduced CO2 emissions by a massive 96% in one of their factories. These aren't just, conceptual gains. They are tangible, impactful results.
Really concrete benefits. And what about healthcare? A sector where access to expertise can be, well, quite literally life-saving. What innovations are we seeing there?
The applications in healthcare are, frankly, profoundly inspiring. In Nigeria, the Ubenwa application uses deep learning algorithms to diagnose perinatal asphyxia in infants, just from the distinct sound of their cries.
From a baby's cry.
Yes. This condition is a leading cause of newborn deaths in developing countries, but it can be effectively treated if diagnosed quickly. In India, the ARMAN program utilizes an AI model to identify pregnant mothers at the highest risk of disengaging from their maternal health outreach program. This led to a remarkable 30% rise in engagement.
Keeping mothers connected to care. That's vital.
Absolutely. And in Kenya, Access Afya employs a Gen AI chatbot for preliminary clinical screenings. Human clinicians review the suggestions, of course. But this showcases AI's potential as an effective triage tool to extend medical services in low-resource settings, making expert care more accessible. The core insight from all these case studies is that AI is not just some high-tech novelty, it's a powerful and practical tool delivering measurable, positive impacts across diverse sectors, especially in developing economies.
These incredible examples truly underscore AI's transformative power in action. But, okay, for this kind of widespread adoption and development to happen, we need robust underlying structures. Our sources consistently highlight three critical pillars for an AI-ready future: infrastructure, data, and skills. Let's start by unpacking infrastructure.
Right. To adequately support AI, robust digital infrastructure is absolutely non-negotiable. We're talking everything from cross-border terrestrial and submarine cables to middle-mile networks, and crucially, that last-mile connectivity reaching directly into homes and businesses.
The whole pipeline.
Exactly. South Korea, for instance, has been a global leader here. They launched the world's first smartphone-based 5G services back in 2019. And they're not just deploying, they're strategically aiming to create new 5G-based industries and jobs. The target is 600,000 jobs by 2026.
Ambitious.
Very. Their government even proactively acts as an early customer for 5G services within the public sector, driving demand. Beyond national initiatives, we're seeing significant private investments in Southeast Asia. Microsoft announced $1.7 billion in Indonesia and $2.2 billion in Malaysia just in 2024 for cloud and AI infrastructure.
Big numbers.
Huge. Google plans $2 billion in Malaysia. Amazon Web Services aims to invest $5 billion in Thailand by 2037. So the key takeaway here is that an AI-ready future isn't about isolated tech. It's built on a foundation of pervasive, high-speed digital infrastructure driven by both public policy and massive private investment.
Okay, so beyond the physical cables and cloud infrastructure, data is clearly the lifeblood, the fuel for AI. How are countries preparing their data ecosystems to truly leverage AI's potential?
Yeah, data preparedness is fundamental. AI models need good data to train and perform effectively. This involves ensuring widespread access to affordable fixed broadband connections and fostering robust data traffic across networks. Internet exchange points, or IXPs, these are critical physical locations where internet service providers connect to exchange traffic directly. They're essential here. They significantly help lower the cost of internet access and improve efficiency.
Making the data flow better.
Precisely. And policies are also rapidly evolving to support this. Colombia's Data Protection Authority, for example, has innovatively created a sandbox on privacy by design for AI projects. This allows companies to collaborate on solutions that respect personal information while still fostering crucial innovation. Singapore also has forward-thinking provisions for computational data analysis.
Interesting approach, that sandbox.
It is. The core insight is that data isn't just collected. It needs a well-governed, accessible ecosystem. That includes physical infrastructure like IXPs and thoughtful policies to truly unleash AI's training and performance capabilities.
And finally, pillar 3, skills. The human capacity to not just interact with, but to actively develop and innovate with AI. What are our sources telling us about how nations are equipping their populations for this AI-driven future?
Right. When we connect this to the broader picture of societal readiness, universal digital literacy forms the essential foundation. Then you need more advanced AI-specific skills built on top of that. Countries are wisely prioritizing this, from early education all the way through lifelong learning initiatives.
Makes sense.
Indonesia's Pijar Foundation's Future Skills program, for instance, has empowered over 43,000 young Indonesians with vital digital and future-ready skills. India's Future Skills Prime initiative has trained nearly 1.4 million learners, with impressive 42% female participation.
1.4 million, wow.
It's a significant scale. Even Ghana has taken a bold step by introducing coding and programming into its national junior high school curriculum, aligning it with initiatives like the Girls in ICT program. These efforts, which combine structured technical training with recognized certifications and hands-on practical learning, are crucial for ensuring job readiness and national competitiveness in an AI-powered world. The critical insight here is that building an AI-ready future isn't just about hardware or data. It's fundamentally about human capacity ensuring broad digital literacy and specialized AI skills are cultivated from classrooms to careers.
So with all these rapid advancements and these foundational needs, infrastructure, data, skills, how are governments around the world approaching AI? Are their policies managing to keep pace with the incredible speed of change we're observing?
Well, that's the challenge. The rapid diffusion of AI often runs ahead of existing regulatory frameworks. It creates a significant policy challenge. By the end of 2023, while two-thirds of developed countries had established national AI strategies, only 6 out of 89 least developed countries had done so. That's a big gap.
A huge gap.
Right. Our sources indicate a clear shift in industrial policies, moving away from older protectionist measures towards more direct support. Think grants and subsidies for productive sectors, including targeted support for SMEs. However, a major concern is the immense market power concentrated in a handful of tech giants. This often means smaller economies lack the institutional capacity to regulate effectively, leaving them vulnerable to decisions and innovations largely driven by external forces.
So they're reacting rather than shaping.
Often, yes. The core insight here is that while many nations are scrambling to develop AI strategies, the global AI landscape is characterized by a significant governance gap. Regulatory frameworks are struggling to keep pace with technological advancement, especially in less developed economies.
That concentration of power certainly raises important questions. How can we ensure that AI truly benefits everyone, not just a select few, especially when concerns about things like privacy and trustworthiness remain quite high?
That's the crux of it. Ensuring inclusive and equitable AI development absolutely requires strong global collaboration. A key concept emerging here is digital public infrastructure, or DPI. This envisions shared, secure, and interoperable digital systems. Think of it like a CERN for AI, something that could provide equitable access to computational resources for research and development, effectively counterbalancing the power held by the tech giants.
Interesting concept, a CERN for AI.
It is. Open innovation models involving open data and open source systems are also vital for democratizing knowledge and resources, enabling broader participation. The ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025 embodies this vision, aiming to be a leading digital community and economic bloc that is genuinely digitally inclusive. It addresses critical areas like harmonizing digital regulations to facilitate cross-border data flows and enhancing consumer protection in e-commerce.
So coordination is key.
Absolutely. And Singapore's impressive rise as a global tech hub, ranking 4th in the WIPO Global Innovation Index, perfectly illustrates how robust infrastructure, forward-thinking policies, and credibility-building initiatives like IMDA accreditation can cultivate a vibrant and inclusive tech ecosystem. The central takeaway is that truly inclusive AI won't happen accidentally. It requires intentional global collaboration, shared digital resources like DPI, and open innovation to democratize access and counterbalance concentrated power.
What an illuminating deep dive we've had. We've journeyed from understanding the historical waves of AI through its present-day impact on global workforces and its tangible applications across diverse industries like agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare. We've explored the critical importance of those foundational pillars, infrastructure, data, and skills, and how countries like South Korea and Singapore are actively building their digital futures. The imperative seems clear: to build a future where AI's transformative power genuinely benefits everyone.
Absolutely. Ultimately, the insights from our sources point to a crucial shift in focus, moving from purely technological advancement to the people who will interact with and be impacted by AI. For AI to truly succeed, it must be designed to complement human workers, not merely displace them, and its benefits must be distributed equitably across all countries and communities. The calls for global collaboration, shared digital public infrastructure, and open innovation highlight a proactive and, I think, essential path forward. So as you reflect on this deep dive, maybe consider this provocative thought. In what ways might you engage with this evolving AI future? Whether that's advocating for broader digital literacy, supporting responsible AI development, or simply asking more critical questions about the digital information and systems that increasingly shape our world.